Alright, what's going on everybody? This is SB with Just for Men, and today we're looking at the Phase 5 EBRv2, which is the extended bolt release version 2. And this is a product that I've been looking forward to getting since I got my AR. And what this is it's a solid one-piece extended bolt release. This is a lot better quality than the Magpul solution. And if I have my history right, I had heard that this version came along first and Magpul came along afterwards and came up with their own solution. I think Magpul calls it their BAD lever, battery assist device or something like that. Anyway, this is from Phase 5. It's skeletonized and it even has a little bump out here, so once it's installed you can access the pins for your trigger group. And it comes with its own roll pin to install it. And it's very lightweight aluminum. The finish is very nice. It kind of reminds me of the Revo that we installed on the back of our AR in a different video. Okay, so let's get this installed real quick. I don't have any punches, so we're just going to try to use some screwdrivers here. And let's see here. Alright, so to install this, we're installing this on our Smith & Wesson M&P 15-2. And all I did was I separated the upper and lower receivers. So you can see here is the stock bolt lever, and this one's going to go in its place. So we're going to drive out this pin that's right in here holding the stock one in place. Let's see here. Just a tiny little pin holding this in place here. Let's see. And we're just going to line this up so that way we don't scratch up the lower receiver too bad. And I had tried to make a trip to Harbor Freight, but I wasn't able to find any. Oh, okay. Looks like this guy's a little bit too small. All right, and there we go. And that popped out our stock bolt catch. And here's our tiny little detent. It looks like our spring is still down in there. So we are just going to put that right back in place. And that's what gives us our spring mechanism. Okay, so here's our stock parts. And here's the EBRv2. Okay. All right. Just going to work on getting everything lined up here. And try. Let's see here. I'm going to get started. Now, if you wanted to, you could put some tape on your receiver here. If you're worried about scratching it, any nicks or scratches that you do have won't affect the functionality of your rifle one bit. Okay. Just try to see if we can get a closer view of what's going on here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Now, those of you that are watching this video might not own an AR yet, or you might be wondering like, well, what's the point of this whole thing? Like, what's the deal? And you know, ever since I bought my first AR, which is actually this gun we're working on, I kind of thought it was interesting that the gun itself didn't come with something like this already. So a lot of the features of the gun almost feel like left-handed or something, or like you need to be left-handed to operate them or whatever. And one would be like clearing a failure to feed. Let's see here. like our alignment was just a little bit off. It's a little hard to get this aligned properly because it's spring loaded, so. Okay, and we do need to go just a tiny bit further in, it looks like. Okay, and almost there, almost there. Okay, so that looks pretty good, and just checking the basic functionality of it, we can pivot this, and also, I don't know if you can see it, but we can access our trigger pin through this little bow out. So I was mentioning it before, but like a lot of times if you're shooting right-handed and you have a, let's say a failure to feed or a double feed or something, and you need to cycle the gun and lock open the bolt carrier, a lot of times you have to switch the gun to your left hand and pull back and then try to push the paddle, and it's very awkward. So I wanted a solution where I can do most of that, including releasing the bolt with my right hand. I'm right-handed, so not exactly sure why they mounted this on the left side of the gun originally, but I'm guessing because the mag release is on the right side for righties. So it is what it is, but like I said, I've been wanting this for a long time. Okay, so now that we got it installed, let's bolt it back up here. Oh, I got my pins are pushed in here. Okay, we just bolted the upper to the lower, and I didn't do it at the beginning of the video, but as a safety check, the gun is empty. I did do that before I started the video, but all right, so it feels like to me that the EBRv2 is hanging down just a little low for what I like. So I could bend that if I wanted to. Let's just do a basic check. So I'm going to pull the bolt back with my left hand, and I'm going to push up on the EBR. So there you go. So I was able to lock the bolt forward. So if you notice though, when the bolt, or I should say lock the bolt back, but now that the bolt is locked back, it does have a lot more, or a lot less play down here, so that's pretty good. And then to release it, we're just going to press on it. That is sexy. So I will say this is something I've been looking forward to for a long time, and now I can, wow. But what they do say is this is something you have to train with and have to practice with. So if you're going to get one, they recommend getting them for all your guns. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I don't know. But so right now the bolt's locked open, and then this still functions like your old paddle, like any stock paddle. So you can still tap it, and that locks the bolt down, and we're good to go. So I can still access the mag release. I can access the trigger, and we're gonna do some, exercises and some practice at the range to see, once this is down, if that's going to become an issue in terms of getting in the way or not. But yeah, I'm already excited about this. There you go. So yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this, if you have one. But this is how to install it on the M&P 15 Sport. And man, I've been waiting for this thing for a long time, ever since I got my rifle. So I'm really excited about it. I'm already happy with it. The finish is sexy. It matches my the rest of my gun. Everything's good. phase 5. Can't go wrong. So you just push on this and it releases the bolt. Boom, there you go. So stay tuned for more. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.